sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Junior back again. This week I thought I'd do a review of Zipang. This is the game I picked myself up a copy of this just before Christmas. And this is the first time I'm really sort of having a chance to sit down and play it properly. Game I quite fancy the look of because it's a little bit different to what I've played before, and it was going for quite expensive, but now it's come down in price quite a bit. So for about 20, maybe 30 quid, you can pick yourself up a copy of this on the PC Engine. Right, so this is pretty much Solomon's Key. Packing Video in 1990 took the license for Solomon's Key, brought it to the PC Engine, reworked all the levels. At least I think they reworked all the levels because I haven't really played Solomon's Key that much. So there may be some levels with the same layouts and stuff as Solomon's Key. But as far as I know, they've reworked everything. They changed the main character, changed the music, changed the aesthetic of the graphics and everything, and called it Zipang. So if you like the original one on the arcade or the NES, you're probably going to really like this. So in the arcade you had a little sorcerer character called Dana. He had a wand and he could create blocks and make blocks disappear with the wand. And you had to get a key and then you had to get to the end of the exit for the level. Same sort of thing in here basically. It's like a wand with like spikes on it you pick up and that opens the exit. So we'll start it up. Then when you start it up, there's two options. You can start and continue. It does have a password save, and what I quite like about it, as long as you keep the machine powered up, you can go back to continue, and you can continue from where you left off, which is quite nice. So as far as I'm aware, the arcade had 64 levels. I think the NES was the same. I'm not sure mine, but I think it was. I'm not entirely sure how many levels it is. I've only managed to get to level 37 at the moment. This game is tricky. It's really tricky. At first I was like, how the hell do you do these levels? Especially when I hit the wall about level 16. I was just like, how the hell do I do level 16? I just couldn't work it out for ages and ages. And then all of a sudden it clicked. There is a couple of full replays of this on the internet if you have a look. They do some crazy tricks. I've only had a look at 1 or 2 levels, so I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But they do some mad tricks which I wouldn't have thought about. So the idea of the game is you've got your little character here. You can jump up, you can jump into blocks. Twice hit on a block will basically the block will break and fall. You can create a block and get rid of a block, and you can create a block below you. This item right above me now is the key which opens up the exit. There is items in this game that give you extra points, which you'll see here, and there's other things you can pick up through the game. And there is a few little weapons in this game as well. One of them is bear. So I'll fire that. It's a fireball. You can get like a fireball that goes all around the screen. There's like a water weapon as well. I'm not sure exactly how many weapons are in this game. So the idea is basically get the key. These little elephants, well, they look like elephants, eh? These little elephants are like little bonuses that appear when the exit appears on screen. You can get them for extra points. Your weapons, once you collect them, carry over to the next screen, but if you die, you lose them. So the idea is to go around filling up the map. I have all the levels and complete it and get right to the end. Like I say, it's pretty much Solomon's Key. It's complete reworking of Solomon's Key. But I quite like the aesthetic of this. I think it looks quite nice. You can kill enemies as well by dropping them off a block, which is quite useful. So basically you get them to walk on a block like that, and then drop them off the block. And that's how you kill enemies. Some enemies, there's different types of enemies in this game that do various things. The one thing I will say with this game, to actually jump in this game and push up, it would have been nice if they made a button. I know this is more like the original arcade one. I would have liked to have a button, because sometimes on a pad, it's a little bit of, sometimes you miss the jump. So this game probably is better on a joystick, to be honest. There is tricks you can do by creating a block as you're jumping. takes a little bit of practice, and you've got to watch if, say, an enemy is falling down the screen and they're in front of you and trying to hit, it doesn't create the block. I have found that occasionally, sometimes it doesn't create a block in front of you. It doesn't do very often. It tends to be certain levels I've picked that up on. I don't think it was me anyway. You can jump and do that. You've got to press sort of up diagonal and jump at the same time to create a block. Right, so now I've got to work it out to get into here. So all these extra stuff are for points. I need to kill these enemies. The best way to kill these is to drop them off the block. I say this game starts off reasonably simple, but it gets cunningly difficult quite quickly. You've got to watch the slimes. You do get this sort of environmental hazards as such. You can't actually break the blocks when they're actually on the blocks. Yeah. This is where you're going to have to be a little bit tricky. This enemy here will just basically go across the screen. You have got to watch because some of the enemies will walk quite slowly across the screen. As soon as they see you, they'll run and attack you. You can block enemies with blocks, but they usually destroy the block as they run into them. There is some enemies though that will run into a block and instantly attack you after, so it's a bit harder to sort of stop them. You got a lot of flying enemies as well in this. A lot of things that fire fireballs at you as well. Like I say, it gets like, this is where it starts getting tricky. When you've got these little spiky balls going across, because I've got to get to the middle here somehow. Only problem, if I put a block down now. Oh. Yeah, that's one of the enemies that drop and kill you straight away. So you can't hang around here. They will drop enemies in on you. Say some of the levels do require you to sort of be pretty sharpish. You've got to watch that enemy because he runs and jumps at you. I found as well that I think you could speedrun this game as well, because sometimes there's cycles. If you start a level off and you instantly run, you can catch cycles of enemies and you can go across the screen pretty fast, just about dodging stuff. So I think you could possibly speedrun this game. Not if I've ever seen anyone do it. Right, now it's getting more common. Now we've got cannons. We've got an enemy that's going to drop her there. Oh, sorry, it's the... too slow. Remember, there was a cycle you can do quite fast on this. If you do that, up here, you can drop... No, you can't. I was doing it earlier. I was... this is one of the first levels I hit, and I was like, how the hell do you do this level? If you go faster, if you go down here... Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You want to block it off so you can't get actually hit by that again. This is a tricky bit, this is. You've got to catch that enemy at the top and basically get a fireball off him to kill the enemy below, which is not easy. Ah! Forgot to push up. This is where I think a joystick would be a little bit easier for this game. You've got to sort of like grab the fireball, turn around and shoot him with the fireball. You get used to it after a while. Right, here we go, here we go. I think the graphics in this game, they do a pretty nice job of what they are, to be honest. And the music does get... music does get quite... At first I thought the music was okay, but I suppose after playing it for about 6 hours, I think I was playing it for, it does get quite catchy. These enemies, very tricky indeed. They will fireball you instantly. You got to watch for that bloody acid dripping down from the top. Yep. Just get above them. You can't actually drop them down. Yeah, I say the sound is not too bad. There is a couple of tunes. There's not a massive amount of tunes, but it does get a little bit catchy. Graphics are quite nice. They're quite cool. They're quite reminiscent of Solomon's Key, really. I suppose. You know, they changed the graphics, but they still sort of kept the sort of aesthetic of it a little bit, even though they've changed the look of it completely. Tricky level this is. What I also found is you can change the power-ups. If you find a power-up, you can actually change what you want from it, which is quite handy. Because I can get fireballs from these. So, the idea is... Ooh. I was trying to go up the middle. You can actually go straight up the middle, but it is a little bit tricky to do. Let's take it... let's take it the easy way, I think. So your little character is really controllable in mid-air as well. Ooh. Ah, damn, I was in mid-air, I forgot about them. So you mean about a tricky game? Right, let's try again. Go with that. Forgot about that then. The acid to drop. Getting to come across there. Can go up a bit quicker as well. Ooh, sneaky. Ah, that's me rushing it. Let's try the go up the middle trick. No, that's quite hard to go up the middle. We'll forget that. Right, okay, let's take our time and do this. Yeah, I seen one guy playing this and he literally just went straight up the middle really quick. Oh, I didn't want to go up on it. Oh, I panicked then and went up. Yep, this is not going well. Sorry about that, guys. Then. Right. Okay. It was a misuse of a fireball. You would think he got a sword, you can actually kill him with the sword, but you can't. That's the exit. I could risk it and try and go up the middle again, but going up the middle might be a bit risky. Right, you gotta watch. You can't go under. You can't actually build blocks on those little enemy sort of respawns. So yeah, at first I thought this game was really difficult. It is hard, but you've got to start thinking a little bit logical. With this, there's it's a hidden block. Sometimes you get this. where the exit icon is actually hidden somewhere. So what I found, these levels, you've just got to basically do them, figure out where the block is. The block is right up above me. You can sometimes do a little trick where you can stay in the air a little bit like that and create a block. Sometimes it's useful if you're falling and you're going to hit an enemy. There is you've got a time limit as well. I forgot to mention that as well. There is actually a time limit here, but you can get icons to extend the time. But sneakily enough, you can get icons that make your time less. Ah, damn! I knew I was gonna happen. Ah, no! At least once you get the exit, it stays open. It. Let's see how complicated some of these levels get. There's a few of them I just looked at now and I was like, how the hell am I going to do that? I'll get up to level 10, hopefully. It looks calm at the moment, but these enemies are going to start kicking off pretty quick and I've got to get up there. Easy level. I say to get all the items in this to get the maximum points. I bet that's really tricky in this game. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, oh, this level was hard. Can't remember how I exactly did this. I need to get up to the top. So you can see you can... Oh, you can't block an enemy when there's an item in the way. Ah, damn, I forgot that. You can block enemies, but you've got to be quite careful about it. You've got to drop down for the middle of there. I think I did it. It's a bit of a fluke, to be honest. Right. We'll try and time this now. That's not a good time to go. Oh, that's bad timing. Did I do it? Nope. Ah, you can drop down through there. I'll give this one more go. Right. That was probably a good time to drop down it then as well. Maybe on the next cycle. I died, but doesn't matter as such because you get the key. Tricky to do. I think you've got to trap him at the top and then drop down through and get the right time in. Right, we'll try and do level 10 and then we'll end the replay. Oh god. Oh, I remember this was quite hard as well. I want to get them. We need to get in the middle. I don't want to use my weapon on them if I can help it. Seems I've got a few of these weapons. Right, I remember, you've got to get up the top. So I put the blocks in the wrong place then. It screwed me over. Right, I am going to get that safety just in case. If I wait here, he should drop. You've got to watch them enemies actually go through blocks as well. So I want that enemy to go out there. Now I've got to get to the other side, which isn't easy. Okay, you can't go over the top either. Once you get to the top, that's it basically. I want them to die. I was lucky. They've got like all these balls now. Oh no, he dropped! 2 more lives, can I do it before I end this review? Okay. So trying to do this on 1 credit, that's a lot of memorization. It's going to take a hell of a lot of practice to do it like a 1cc of this. Jump down. So that's 10 levels, guys. Like I said, I've managed to get to level 37 at the moment, and it's just how hard this game. Okay, sometimes it gets ridiculously hard. Like this one's quite a difficult one as well. Yeah, you've got to get into the middle and back out to the middle, but there's a flame at the bottom, and the flame will kill you if you fall on it. So it's a little bit awkward. You can put the flame down and jump over it, but if you fall and hit that, you're dead. And you've got to go down for the middle there, which is hard work. But anyway guys, Zipang, quite an interesting puzzle game. Like I said, it's a little bit different to what I would normally play. Haven't really played Solomon's Key, which I know is liked by quite a lot of people, and a lot of people like it on the NES as well as the arcade. A lot of people speedrun that game actually. But it'd be quite cool if someone actually is willing to learn this and speedrun this game as well. But I say that's going to take a lot of remembering, a lot of skill as well. I don't know exactly how many levels are on this, but I'm sure I read somewhere it's got 48 maybe. I think I might have read somewhere. I'm not entirely sure, but I am going to try and finish it all. Like I said, I've got 37, so I probably, if there's 64 like the arcade, you know, I'm slightly over halfway there. So pretty cool game. Like I said, graphics are not bad. They pretty much do. The music, not much music tracks, but it is a bit catchy after a while. I suppose once you hear a music track for so long, it does sort of stick in your head, doesn't it? But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this 8 out of 10 because it is a pretty cool little puzzle game and something a little bit different on the PC Engine as well. I don't think there is any other puzzle game on the PC Engine that's like this, to be honest. So yeah guys, Zipang on the PC Engine, thumbs up, pretty good, 8 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you next time with something else. Who knows what. So see you then. Bye.